What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. Time for some StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's matchup is going to be between DieStar and DIMAGA. We are here on Shakuris Plateau, down in the left-hand position, the lower left-hand position. We do have DieStar as the purple Terran player, and then far over here, directly cross-positional in the upper right position, is DIMAGA as our red Zerg player. Yes, here is a game between DieStar and DIMAGA, TVZ, here on Shakuris Plateau. We can see, starting things out, DIMAGA will be sending that Overlord straight to the left-hand side just to try to spot if DieStar is in that close air position, but as we can see, he is again directly cross-positional. Couple of things we do want to keep an eye out for. Is DieStar going to open up with some 2 racks pressure? Is he going to be scouting out right away? We also want to know whether or not DIMAGA himself will be deciding to go quick hatch first. Now sometimes if you're not scouted right away, you'll see that Zerg player just drop that hatch at 15 supply around there and then go into pool extractor after that. Or if you get scouted immediately, a lot of times Zerg player will just simply go straight for that pool right away, open up on the 1 base play, and then just kind of go from there. We can see DIMAGA right now moving out with 1 drone, and it looks like that will be his scouting drone, and we'll have to keep an eye on that second drone and if it's pulling in the main base or if he decides to move on over to that natural expansion. As we can see, he has not been scouted out yet, and he may in fact just be going straight for that 15 hatch, and it looks like that is in fact the case, saving up those resources, and then he will be moving on down right now with that drone as soon as it pops out of the egg there, and there we go. So straight into actually a 16 hatch, saving up a little while longer, and then immediately after that we will be seeing that spawning pool. Now back over here, what does DieStar got going on? Looks like a refinery is coming through. Racks almost finished as well. All of this looks fairly standard timing. 10 depot, 12 racks, and 13 refinery. Nothing too unorthodox here from DieStar. Not opening up with that 2 racks pressure. Didn't go super crazy early gas for a very fast factory. Again, everything's looking relatively standard. So there we go. RIP has left the game, just in case you were wondering about that too. We do have that spawning pool actually now just starting, so again, I'm delaying it a little bit. He went for a relatively late hatch and a late pool as well to follow up with that. Now this is clearly going to be very econ friendly. He's going to be able to pump out a lot of drones and get a very strong econ early on, but the major concern is what if DieStar pushes out early? Now we did see the fact in DIMAGA scouting out DieStar, he realized, okay, there's no 2 racks pressure coming, and that may have been what informed his decision to actually come out with that pool just a little bit later. He said, you know what, with no 2 racks pressure, I'm just going to drone up a little bit harder, get a stronger economy, and then continue along my way, get my pool, and finally get those Zerglings to be able to defend. We have 2 Marines right now in play, and it looks like that will be it because we are seeing a reactor go down. So DieStar opening up with those 2 Marines, will be scouting out, and actually he's got an opportunity to do some damage here to this Overlord. Very nice spotting here by DieStar. He's going to be bringing that second Marine as well, and will he have enough DPS to drop that Overlord? It's going to be a little close. Overlord's going to do what he can to make it out of the vision. I don't think he's going to make it though. DIMAGA will be forced to make another Overlord as a result, and you can see actually popping the 2 there. So he's got 2 more Overlords coming just to deal with that harass. Very unfortunate situation there for DIMAGA early on. An excellent play there by DieStar, absolutely phenomenal. But we're going to be seeing this hot swap right now for DieStar, and very impressive there, getting that full wall off just in time, preventing that secondary scouting. So unfortunately for DIMAGA, he wasn't actually able to scout the fact that this is coming. Now he knows something's going on. When you see that full wall off there, and the fact that the racks isn't up there, he knows something's going on. It's just a matter of what. So he does want to try to get some sort of scouting if at all possible, even just getting those Zerglings to those towers just to see what's coming where. And actually looks like, did they? Yes, they did. This 1 Marine yanking those 2 kills there, both the Overlord and that drone kill. So there you go. Already DIMAGA is a wee bit behind, and here are those Zerglings, as is very necessary right now. He needs to get some sort of scouting information to see what's coming, and it looks like he will be catching those Hellions just in time, grabbing the tower. DIMAGA spots those Hellions. Zergling fleeing for his life but not standing any chance whatsoever. I'm actually surprised he didn't just stay in just to try to get 1 or 2 shots off. I mean, you know, he was dead as it was already. There's no way he was going to make it away with those Hellions in hot pursuit, so even just trying to get a little bit of damage is better than nothing. But the big thing there is the fact that DIMAGA did scout out that this is coming. Now, is he going to be prepared? That's the question. We've got a total of 4 Hellions right now. He's spreading that creep for a little bit of extra vision, and plus allowing those Zerglings to get that extra speed, and that will help them chase it down, those Hellions. And there we go. The metabolic boost actually just finished right now, and now he should have really no problem. As long as he doesn't get caught in one big pile, and those Hellions are able to just completely roast him, then he should be all set. And we actually have these Hellions right now on patrol. This is to see if any Zerglings push out, also to try to prevent any more creep spread right now, because if that tries to go down, those Hellions would immediately engage. But never mind, actually pulling back right now. Back over here for DieStar. Looks like it will be Marine heavy transition. And we're going to be seeing some medevacs come into play quite possibly as well. We can see that additional reactor getting placed down for the completion time of that starport. So it looks like we may be seeing a follow-up here of a drop from DieStar. Following up this opening Hellion contain, it really wasn't much harassed. We saw him basically contain DIMAGA a little bit, but he's going to be going straight into a stim timing drop is what's going to be happening. So you can see that hot swap right there, and then we're going to be seeing that starport placed down, and DieStar will be getting those stim marines out and 2 medevacs, which will allow him to drop. And really, if that doesn't do damage, he can be in a lot of trouble, but he has got a great opportunity with stim marines to do a ton of damage. And there it is, the Overseer scout there from DIMAGA. Is he going to get the information he needs, though? That's the really big question. Trying to stay away from those Marines, and very nice buffering by DieStar with those Marines, keeping that Overseer just out of range of actually scouting out the bulk of those production buildings. He really didn't see everything he needed to. He saw 2 racks, but that is not too telling at all. He really needed to see what attachments were where, and he really has no idea at this moment that this is coming right now. So here they are, both medevacs out, going to be filling them up with those Marines. And is he going to be going out straight away, even though he doesn't have a full one? Yes, he doesn't want to wait too much longer, realizing that if he waits too long, then he could be in a little bit of trouble in giving DIMAGA enough time to be able to scout it out and respond. Overseer trying to move in from this side and trying to get some more scouting, and actually dropping down a changeling, so that'll be moving and getting a bit. There we go, finally DieStar target firing that down. But here we go, DieStar right now with this drop, it can be so effective. We do have a couple of Hellions moving on as well, but DIMAGA spotting the edge of the base right now. He will be fully aware that this is coming, and let's see that response right now. Moving down, he has worked his way up to these infestors. He also has those pathogen glands for them as well, so this fungal growth is going to be a little painful right now. And there it is, fungal right on the Marines, allowing those Speedlings to catch up right now. Another fungal on the Hellions. Oh, that is very, very rough indeed. DieStar taking heavy losses there. Let's take a look right now at the resources lost tab. You can see before that drop, DieStar was ahead, but right now he is a little bit behind because of losing those Marines and those Hellions without doing much damage at all. And we do have a counterattack right now of Speedlings moving out. A few more Infestors going to be coming out as well. These Marines should be able to stop those Speedlings. Look at them tear through it. Getting kind of a Marine wall off there, just absolutely shredding through those Zerglings. And that's going to force them back. We also have DIMAGA right now in a 3rd expansion, not working to saturate that quite yet. In fact, we can see right now he's actually just massing up units. It looks like he's planning to actually push out sometime soon. He wants to try to do a little bit of damage. Marine just waiting. He is itching for that Overseer to just move a little bit closer. But here we go, lots of Speedlings again ready to move across the map with these Infestors as well. And at the same time, we've got some Hive Tech coming out right now. So there we go. He's not going to be going for Banelings. He's instead going to be working his way up to Hive Tech, trying to get that very, very high tech early in the game. And here it is, the fungal growth again, just so devastating, allowing the Speedlings to mop up that bio, and there's just so much damage from that fungal. This is a problem though, tank up in siege, but it doesn't matter at the moment. DIMAGA does have enough forces to overwhelm that siege tank. Trying to do a little splash damage to those Infestors. Infestors low on energy, only enough right now to drop a few more Infested Terrans. And we got the Speedlings going to town. A couple more Infested Terrans get dropped. A few more Infestors coming down to drop some fun growth. Is he going to get it on that SCV line? No, never mind. He's just going straight for some more Infested Terrans, forcing those SCVs back. These Infestors should head back home. Let those Infested Terrans do a little bit more damage. And there we go. You can see right now dropping those depots. And that is a very rough situation for DieStar. We'll be forced to recreate it. There's a siege tank up on the high ground though. Starts shelling out on those Infestors. Manages to kill one. But the rest of those Infestors will be heading back home. And that was a very, very rough situation. I was afraid actually for a moment. I was so focused on this attack, I was afraid that I may have missed a counterattack, but it really doesn't look like any damage was dealt anywhere. So DIMAGA's okay, and unfortunately DieStar really not doing too much damage. He defended himself, yes, but that was a pretty tough situation for him. And the biggest concern right now, of course, is look at this bad boy. We've got an Ultralisk Cavern coming out. Let's try to spot that. Is it right here? Yes, it is. Ultralisk Cavern coming out here at that natural expansion. There's so many Infestors. So Ultralisk, Speedling, and Infestor. Again, there is still no Banelings in the works. He's just going to be relying on the fungal growth from those Infestors, allowing those Speedlings to try to mop up some of those forces, and then getting those Ultras just for sheer power. We can also see those adrenal glands turning those Speedlings into Cracklings. And yeah, there's going to be another big follow-up push from DIMAGA, and we'll have to see if DieStar can try to make his way back in the game. It doesn't Doesn't look like he's got a third planned anywhere. He's not building one in his base, preparing to expand at all. Trying to move down with that drop. That is met by a fungal growth and getting mopped up by those speedlings. He does manage to snipe down one infester, but that's about it. And he loses that medevac. So unfortunately, another failed drop there for DieStar. Not being all that successful. That's very, very rough. He really needs to do some damage because he is just getting further and further behind, and this is exactly what he doesn't need. We can see right now trying to move across the map with a small force. It looks like he may be planning to push onto that third expansion. You may say, hey, Force, why is he moving out? He has very small amounts of forces right now, and especially in comparison to DIMAGA. We can see DIMAGA overwhelming him and about to be just completely lopsided as those 40 Zerglings and 3 Ultralisks are getting very near popping right now. But the thing is, he just has to do something. He has to do something. He really hasn't done damage in quite a while, and that's no good at all. Those 2 drops for him, very unsuccessful, and that first drop was really a big problem. That drop needs to do damage. If you go straight into Stim Marine drops and you delay that tank tech, you really need to do damage with that drop. And again, as we saw, those fungal growths and speedlings prevented DieStar's initial drop from doing too much damage. That drop over here didn't do too much damage either. We're seeing a great Overlord spread as well, and this is really big for DIMAGA because this allows him to preemptively see those drops coming, and that allows him to prepare, of course. So DieStar getting ready to push out across the map, stimming up, trying to get some Overlord kills, is met by some fungal growth action, and there's a second fungal growth. Will he move in for that third? Yes, he does. Just trying to do as much damage as he humanly can. We've got a scan going down on the north side of DieStar's army, trying to get rid of some of those creep tumors, but you know what? Look at this force in the middle. Speedlings, infestors. We've got the Ultralisks there in the middle as well, and this is ridiculous because we're 16 minutes in the game, and Ultralisks already on the board right now is going to be incredibly problematic for DieStar, and I'm really not certain that he has what it takes right now to deal with the amount of forces that DIMAGA has. We can take a look here, 81 army supplies opposed to the 72 right now, a couple of scouting speedlings, and we can see right now, again, not in his third. DieStar still just on those 2 bases, and still no plan of an expansion. He is not prepared to expand, and that's a problem. That is a huge, huge problem. He really needs to get something going. My assumption, there we go, lifting off there. Command center that was actually built over here at the natural expansion. Looks like it didn't miss the building of that, but really doesn't matter because he's just now moving into the third, and we do have DIMAGA already on his 4th expansion, nice and saturated as well. Income-wise, I'm assuming, yes, it is DIMAGA completely in control right now in terms of where he is economically. And it looks like we are going to be seeing DIMAGA actually break down these rocks, allowing him to expand up here, but also, quite importantly, allowing units to get up here and defend against any drops that may be trying to teeter back and forth on the ledge there. He's really going to be able to prevent that from doing too much damage. We do have DieStar, again, finally working to saturate that third expansion. You can see pretty close to mined out there at the main. That natural is getting pretty thin as well, and we've got some pretty hefty mining going on from both those bases as well as that natural expansion. So really solid position right now for DIMAGA economically, and just constant scouting by DIMAGA. I'm actually incredibly impressed with the amount of scouting that he has got going on. He's just got eyes everywhere. Let's just take a quick look here. I just want you to see this. Look at DIMAGA's vision. He can see absolutely everything. It is unbelievable the amount of vision that he has right now. And moving forward, he's actually burrowing some of those infestors. With that scan, though, we're going to see DieStar is actually fully aware of those burrow infestors, so at least he knows to prepare for those, or that they're going to be in the mix there. Moving with those bird infestors, speedlings, and ultras as well, and it looks like DIMAGA is getting ready for that push. He's working his way across the map, sitting at that center. We've got some nice tank spread, and that's going to help quite a bit. Also, that Overlord getting that scouting information, that one Marine doing a bit of damage, forcing him into the high ground and getting taken out by those Marines over there. We've got those bird infestors, and let's see what they're able to do. Going to actually be splitting up with them, sending a few over in this direction. I don't know why I'm whispering. This is quite entertaining, and there we go. Actually got a drop over here, and DIMAGA finally losing an expansion. DieStar is able to do an effective drop at the same time. Here comes a push, converging from both angles. Infested Terrans dropped from those burrowed infestors there, and those ultras just doing so much work. Now, DieStar was able to take out that expansion, but is it going to be enough? He's going to be losing his one really effective mining base, and there it is, DieStar calling the GG. DieStar opened up this game going quick Hellions into expand, while we saw DIMAGA open up 16 hatch into pool extractor after that. With those early Hellions, DieStar was able to get a little bit of map control, but didn't end up doing any damage at all. In fact, we're going to see here, didn't even bother pushing into the main for fear of that creep spread, and the fact that clearly DIMAGA was prepared. With his expansion up and saturated, DieStar then moved into a Stim Marine drop, With some great Overlord placement, DIMAGA was able to spot the drop and respond accordingly, pulling up with the Speedlings and Infestors, and unfortunately for DieStar, this very crucial drop ended up doing no damage because DIMAGA was prepared. After fending off that drop, we saw DIMAGA push out with Speedling Infestor, and because DieStar lacked forces enough to defend against this due to the drop that he did earlier unsuccessfully, he wasn't really able to deal with the amount that DIMAGA was pushing out against, and he did get temporarily overwhelmed and was forced to leave mining his natural expansion. The successful Speedling Infestor attack from DIMAGA provided him with the breathing room to tech up into Ultras and also move into his 4th expansion. DieStar was finally able to land a successful drop on the 3rd of DIMAGA. Unfortunately though, at the exact same time DIMAGA was completely overwhelming DieStar's 3rd, he took it without issue and then would have easily moved on to the natural expansion if DieStar hadn't just called the GG. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this game here between DIMAGA and DieStar. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.